Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Ubisoft really needs to take their own advice here, because they just keep doing the same thing over and over again and taking L after L. I'm not really understanding how they're pulling this off, but it just seems like everyone higher up at Ubisoft is so out of touch with their actual job description and what they do and what company they work for that they're just blinded by arrogance. And they ruin everything they touch. Again, they try to grab every trend they can. Every time. Every single time. We went from Battle Royales to making Assassin's Creed a level-based grinding game. And there's a bunch of microtransactions to get ahead in a story game that are paid. How deep can they really go, right? Well, we saw them go into NFTs, and we saw them go on a Battle Royale craze and just absolutely ruin that. We saw them make, there's this game, I don't know if you guys have ever heard it was Space Junkies. It was a VR space game where you play as like aliens and astronauts and shit, and you shoot each other. It's an arena shooter. I thought it was awesome, but they failed, absolutely miserably failed to upkeep the game and keep it interesting keep more people coming in. The marketing was not there for it, and they just think hopping on a trend will take off, and they take another L. Ubisoft exec says gamers need to get comfortable with not owning their games for subscriptions to take off. IGN article here. That's where I'm pulling that from, by Wesley Yinpool. Yikes. Reading that, the internet's already took off and blown up with this. Everyone's pretty pissed. And I'm not super thrilled about hearing it coming from Ubisoft, because Ubisoft is probably the greediest company I know. Not the greediest. They're definitely the scummiest, but not the greediest. There's definitely way more greedy. I'm looking at you, Activision. So, an executive at Assassin's Creed maker Ubisoft has said gamers will need to get comfortable not owning their games before video game subscriptions truly take off. Speaking to discuss the launch of Ubisoft's new Ubisoft Plus Premium and Ubisoft Plus Classic subscriptions. Again, I don't know why there's multiple different types of subscriptions. PlayStation has, 3 different tiers of that, and that's already a headache to deal with. And then, Xbox keeps it under one, and Avatar came out. It's just very good-looking Far Cry Primal with a new setting. That's it. There's nothing, and the same boring Ubisoft formula they put into every open-world game, they just fucking puke out. I don't have a crystal ball, but when you look at different subscription services that are out there, we've had a rapid expansion over the last couple of years, but it's relatively small compared to the other model. When you say shit like this, we're going to be significantly less comfortable. Now, this doesn't only apply to the fact that subscription services exist for gaming. The fact that we just had the scare with Ubisoft threatening to delete people's accounts that weren't being used, and people losing access to all the media they added or had bought, and then Ubisoft coming out and saying, no, well, we didn't mean that. You have to be inactive for insert amount of time, and that came out, it wasn't the truth at all. They were just getting rid of people's shit that they saw fit for, quote, server space, which it means very little and takes up very little space to hold that data. None at all. Just the scummiest shit trying to get you to buy the games that you like. Again, they pissed off the internet with this one. I'm going to link the IGN article. I think it's interesting. I would say read the GI, the gamesindustry.biz article first, and then the Ubisoft article if you really care about it. But with games releasing at $70 and digital media going the way that it is, even physical media not having any data on the discs and requiring a server download, which still pisses me off to this day, which drives me nuts. It's becoming increasingly more obvious that physical media and complete products being released day one without day one patches need to happen again. It's probably not going to happen. That's just the way the business is, and it makes sense from a business perspective to sell you not a physical product or an ownership of a product, but more of a license. And get the bag, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. But I guess we need to start voting with our wallets a little bit more, because it keeps going this way. I mean, we still have Call of Duty every single year. They ditch the past game and absolutely fucking leave the thing to die and rot. Again, vote with your wallets, man. If you don't want to see games go down this way, be careful what you're buying. Make sure you're doing your research. Most people are going to, and I don't blame you. Video games shouldn't have to be that involved, but for some of us, it's kind of asking us to be more involved. I would always back up physical media. I haven't always, but I will always recommend it if you can. If you don't really feel like it and you're lazy like me, I don't blame you. I'm not, I guess, not the shining example of who you should strive to be when it comes to keeping your game safe. And another problem that comes with the whole digital media and licensing thing is games aren't going to be preserved. It's not, a lot of them aren't going to be preserved, and it's kind of up to communities to do so. If you want to talk about this, let me know in the comments what you think about the whole thing. Like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, subscribe to stick around. I got plenty of other videos coming out, and I do really want this to be an open discussion here, and I would really enjoy the discussion of what you think about the whole situation. I don't know if anyone's going to really care. I'd appreciate it though. Thank you. See ya.